Hi there, this is a quick overview on the administrative setup for both ArcSight and ArcGroups, all part of our ArcSuite from Squivr. As part of this, we're going to start with the org chart configurations, which is ArcSight. You can set these up in a very flexible way. As you can see, we have quite a few in our demo org over here, but you can start from recipes. We give you a couple of recipes out of the gate. We also have some default configurations up here already toggled on if you've already downloaded our app into a sandbox or a production Salesforce instance. You can toggle them on or off. ACR is a big distinction here. This is if you've enabled related contacts on your accounts, you'll want to go with ACR. Otherwise, you could stick with the standard configurations as well. Heading back over to some of these configurations, I'll quickly show you how they are set up. And so one of these I'll just quickly click on, which will be account and opportunities. Here you're going to go ahead, you've got your active or inactive toggle here. Once you create them, you can create new org chart configurations or create them from recipes. And then you can walk through the setup here. Configuration menus, you can export these, is their default configuration here, allowing parking lot and some other features at the top level. The object mapping is very important. If you utilize our standard object mappings, which is typically the account to contacts, those are going to be default configs ready for you out of the gate. But if you want to customize, you can actually map in any objects within Salesforce. I'll show you this on this particular configuration. From the object mapping, you essentially map in what is your self-reference field on into what would you like displayed, and then identify the ID fields and any filter criteria as well. You can override all the card configuration as well, or the detail panel. And in this case, I'll go ahead and edit that. As you can see here, you can bring them on or off. And overriding the detail panels. On the double click of the cards, this is what you could potentially see over on the right hand side. I can show you that in a second, but you can choose these or bring them back off as well. Clicking down into the next layer, at the account level, we just configured that. Now we can quickly see we're down here at the opportunity level. Our object mapping is to the opportunity. We're going to walk through what is the same form and function down here. Go ahead and select your options. You do have the ability to do any number of layers down or any number of layers across from an object perspective. That's how these are configured. If you do any custom configurations, again, you will have your default configurations on out of the gate. What those look like from a Squivr perspective is just clicking on an account here. You'll be able to see quickly the account to contacts standard configuration. In those configurations, you can decide if you would like it to be draggable. You can actually set some of these. So in this case, we've labeled all the color codes, and you can map your LinkedIn fields in accordingly. Just to show you that real quick before we wrap up this video, over here you've got global settings. We were on the contact there. From a contact perspective, this is where you might map in your LinkedIn field, so they'll auto-populate both at the URL level or at the avatar level if you're capturing that URL. You can enable sentiment averages and enhance 5-star ratings, where we'll track those over time. And this is where you might toggle on and off your colors and also label them accordingly. That's a really brief video on how to get these set up, where to set them up from an org chart configuration perspective. I'm going to move over to ArcGroups next, but I did want to show you exactly where all those configurations do live from a user perspective. Let's say we wanted to go ahead and map in those opportunities, and below them those opportunity contact roles. That is how those configurations might be set up, where you're pointed at the account to opportunity to contact and opportunity contact roles. From a grouping perspective, we do have group configurations here. True to form, like your org chart configurations, you do get to start with recipes here. From here, you can fire through your recipes depending on where you like them to land. Buying committees are typically on the opportunities. Key contacts are typically at the account. You can go ahead and create them and fire them through. But in this case, I'll just show you a couple of these. So key contacts we've already got within this org. You'll be able to see here we're actually pointed at a org chart configuration. You've got your related subgroups here. And in this case, I'll just click on leadership team as an example. This is a rules engine where you can say, okay, I'd love to find out who my leadership team is on every account. We'll give you this out of the gate, but you can also update them accordingly. And in this case, we're saying at the CMO level, we're going to go ahead and identify what contains CMO or contains Chief Marketing Officer, just as an example. And that will go ahead and roll up to the CEO. This is a brief overview as to what you're seeing there. In action, I'm going to go back over to an account. We'll go back to Dunder Mifflin Scranton. Again, this is the ArcSuite, so it includes ArcSight, which is up top here, and ArcGroups, which is auto-populating down here. Here's that leadership view. You can expand on that. It's going to auto-populate exactly who you want in these groups. Again, you can label these. These might not be called exactly what they are out of the recipes. You can add linkage, imagery, whatever you'd like to the descriptions, and make sure that this is bringing in your best point of view, both at the account and opportunity or any custom use case that you might have. Thank you again for watching. If you need to reach out to Squivr or would like a live demo, info@squivr.com is a great email address. Really appreciate you checking out this full video, and we do look forward to supporting you and your team soon.